Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Dr. Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure to host with you.
It is. It's a blessing to be in the house, back in the studio, doing what we do, blessing our community.
Yeah, blessing our community for sure. And we're blessed to have some wonderful sponsors.
Yeah, we are. We have Tamiko and Associates, a realty group. Happy to have them with us. Martin University, thank you for being a sponsor. Marion County Public Health Department, continue to do the work that you're doing in the city of Indianapolis and Marion County. Lee Cossell and Crawley, if you ever needed an attorney, remember, they can help you. Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes, North Side Window and Gutter Cleaning, Fervent Care Christian Academy, and His Place Eatery. All of these are our sponsors, and we're happy to have them.
And we're happy to have you joining us each time. Thank you so much for helping to make this a great show. And we want to encourage you to go to WHMB TV 40. You can watch shows that you might have missed, or maybe you watched a show and you got some information off of it, and you can go back through there and you can pause it and you can collect all the information. Yeah. Also, please be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and
like us on Facebook. We're there waiting on you to connect with us so we can connect with you with information that will help you in every aspect of your life.
And it's all about helping people.
It is. This is what the Real People, Real Voices is all about.
Yeah, I want to thank all the folks at TV 40 for the wonderful work that they did helping us stay connected with our audience.
That was amazing. That was amazing to have such a great crew working with us during COVID-19, during the total pandemic, and now we're back in the studio. They nursed us along until we got back to this spot, and they are to be commended for that.
Yeah, great team, some of the best minds in audio and video technology working on that. So thank you all so much, and certainly Curtis Baker, who will be joining us a little later on.
Yeah, Curtis Baker, yes, he's Curtis Baker. Yeah, yeah. So we'll be joining us later on.
Yeah. With that, we're going to go to commercial. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, and Dr. Moore, it has really been something. Just over a year ago, we were all mandated to discontinue public worship.
Yeah, it was, we thought that it would be temporary, but it wasn't. I mean, 12 months, 365 days.
Yeah.
A lot of churches were not able to have morning worship, Bible studies, ministry meetings, and we're able now to do more social ministry. I think it was needed. Social ministry is needed. I want to thank the Olivet Church for doing a lot of upgrading to make that happen, but at the same time, it's nothing like being in the sanctuary, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it. We're getting back into that mode right now. But people have seemed to like this moment of being out of church.
Remote worship.
Remote worship, yeah.
if you will.
They seem to like it. But the question is today, how will churches recover?
Yeah. And to your point in your preliminary remarks, a lot of churches, I think it was said 1 out of every 4 churches will not be reopening in America.
Right, 1 out of every 4. During the middle of the pandemic, it was like 11% will get hooked on virtual ministries and will not return to sanctuaries unless it's a wedding or a funeral.
And that's an amazing statistic, and we're seeing that because people now believe and feel that when they wake up in the morning, they can catch the replay.
Yeah.
And the replay is almost like live, and now with people being able to give electronically, they don't have to be in the public worship space or the auditorium to bring their offering up. They can just click a couple of buttons and give their tithe and offering. They can watch from another city. They can watch from bed. They can watch from the gym, the beach. People are opting out of gathering in the public worship space.
Yeah, opting out. I think when we look at this particular situation, they never opt out of their jobs. They never opt out of other things that that are important to them. And I think the church is important, not because I'm a part of it and I pastor a church, but it's important. I think our worship, our assembly is important. And it's going to take a lot of our churches, and that is a national average. 1 out of every 4 will not reopen. But we have to work at it. We have to work in building our congregations, and because the pandemic shifted our ministries, and we've got to find ways to survive in this particular situation to where our churches can become more viable, not where they were, but more viable to the community. Because we're living in an information medium now.
Yeah.
And there's various ways to get the information that you want, but it's nothing like assembling yourselves together. Don't fail to do that. That is important, and it's going to take them a little while to get back into it because it took them a while to get out of it. Well, not some of them. I mean, some people, but some it didn't.
Well, some were already
some were
opting out.
already
opting out of public worship. But there's a lot of things churches can do. One, an old preacher used to tell us young ministers, his name was Cleophas Hall. We called him Superintendent Hall. And he would always say, keep your doors open. Keep your doors open. Don't close the doors of the church, no matter how many people were coming and listening or participating in the worship service. So I think it's important for pastors, lead pastors, senior pastors, to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Keep the doors of the church open.
And don't let your ego get to you.
Yeah.
To where you might have had 200, you might only have 50 to 60 right now. Ego ought not to be a problem when it's ministering the word of God. Some people, the most difficult thing for me during the pandemic was, doing sermons, prepping for taping, which was so hard for me. I was used to my congregation, those who would attend, to be there, and you had to shift that, man. You have to shift that.
Looking into a camera.
Yeah, looking into a camera, and you just only have a minimal staff there working with you. It can affect you if you have an ego issue.
Yeah.
But mine was, I'm already nervous in the pulpit anyway. That just added to it, So.
Yeah.
But I hope we can survive. I hope churches can survive and come back greater than they were, because heaven knows we need a strong witness of faith base in this community.
Yeah. And it's important, as you say. I mean, football season, basketball season, people are going back.
Can you imagine how they're filling these
teams.
arenas already?
Yeah.
That quick?
They're doing it. They're doing it.
And yet the church is still numbers are gradually climbing.
Yeah, fitness centers, gyms.
Yeah.
People are back in, but
the lovers of pleasure. That's what the book tells us.
And I hope people won't say, well, this is why I'm not going to go and gather for worship. Yeah. But at this season, at this time, people will say, I'm going to go give God some time. He spared my life. If you're still alive, after all that we've gone through, it's a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to visit and to make sure that you are attending upon the sanctuary.
And then the ministry shift that takes place.
Yeah.
A lot of ministries, a lot of people say, well, the church is not the same. No church in the city of Indianapolis is the same.
Will ever be the same.
Will ever be the same. Will ever be the same. And it's a strong ministry shift. You can look at Jesus in the 17th chapter of Matthew, when he goes up to the Mount Transfiguration, takes Peter, James, and John with him. Moses, after 1,400 years, appears on the Mount Transfiguration. Elijah comes 900 years later to the Mount Transfiguration. It was a ministry shift. and people are just not ready for that type of ministry shift. And some ministry workers are not ready for that type of ministry shift. Some of them are not going to be able to make that shift. And we have to understand that.
Yeah.
But it was a good moment for me to see. I didn't separate them, but I know the difference between wheat and tare now.
Yeah, it's a defining moment for all of us
Yeah.
in ministry and why you do what you do.
Yeah.
And of course, to all of those of you who are watching, we certainly want to say we're praying for you.
Yeah.
And our hope is that you will recover, your church, your ministry, and that those of you who are online in ministry, that's a audience, that's a group, it's all together.
That you will come to the church.
Yeah.
Because the computer system in our world is a system that can fail any moment.
At any moment.
It can break. It could go down any moment. But the worship of the Lord is a guaranteed thing.
Amen. And speaking of guaranteed things and wonderful things at that, we have a very, very wonderful person and thing to share with you with regard to a business that has survived COVID-19, and that is Liz King Mua, professional makeup artist. And she's going to be joining us in the next segment, so don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Real people, real voices, keep it real.
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we are joined by Elizabeth King, affectionately known as Liz.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you are the one that makes everybody that comes on the show look so fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, I glam your guest here and you. Yeah,
Yeah, you do a very good job
Thank
at it
you.
at that.
thank you.
And you have your own business.
Yes.
You survived COVID, and of course, your business is up close and personal.
Right.
How did you survive that?
So for the beginning of the pandemic, our separation, everything was canceled. All my weddings, everything was canceled. I was looking at the wall for a few months. And eventually things started picking back up. Everyone was interested in just like going through with weddings and events. There were lots of photo shoots happening. People are still having babies, so maternity shoots. So it was a lot of like branding sessions during my downtime. Part of my time looking at the wall kind of turned into like my online business where I did virtual makeup lessons. So that's
How
what
did
I did
that
for
work?
a while. Actually, it works really well. So we
Virtual
Zoom.
makeup lessons.
hmm So we do Zoom one-on-one. So as you're doing your makeup, I'm talking you through it and I'm doing my makeup with you. So I can kind of watch you with your techniques and talk you through your kit, kind of show you which brushes work for what. So it worked out really well. I had really successful
And you
students.
gained clients.
Mhm.
How many clients did you have?
It was,
That's interesting to me. That's why I asked.
how many?
I mean, were people overwhelmingly interested in it? Maybe that's the question.
Oh, well, so the people that were working from home, lots of people on Zoom now wanting to figure
that's
out how to be
important.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During their meetings. So
Yeah.
it was really random. I had some of my like Notre Dame clients. It was Notre Dame University. So it was a cool little stream of income for me for a while. It slowed down again. People are more interested in in-person things now, so the virtual is over, but makeup appointments are picking back up.
So,
Events are back up.
well, that's good to know you survived. You know, a lot of small businesses, Jackson, did not make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Did not make it, and it's good to know that you survived. And we're still happy that you're with us
Thank you.
because you do a great job with Brother Jackson. He's already a handsome brother, but I mean, but to have
They
you,
get a close up.
it gives a close up.
Get a close up on her. So you can see how good she is.
Oh man, thank you. I love working with you guys.
Thank you.
And you've been with us since we started.
Yes, from the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very beginning. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very
Um,
beginning.
Let's talk about, and I indicated the close up because I want people to see. Of course, you do your own makeup.
Yeah.
And if people go to your Facebook stories, your Instagram, not only do you do makeup where people just do daily stuff, but for people who want to go to masquerade parties or people who want to do costumes and
Mm-hmm.
what do you call all of that you do?
So we've just different events. I had a festival, like a music festival, so all the different musical performers, they're kind of fun. So I play with glitter a lot and colors, so that's more like stage. Theater, it's a lot of bridal and photo shoots, so it just depends on the occasion. But yeah, we do all of the different styles of makeup depending on preference and needs for the day.
How are you going to expand your business? What are you doing?
So for expansion, I am working more on getting like the classes back going. I do events. I was doing events before the world ended, but now I want to kind of create more of a consistent class structure. So I had little classes happening before. I'm working on having more regular classes. I'm more interested in teaching and more traveling with events. So that's what I'm working on now.
That's good.
Biggest mistake women particularly make when it comes putting on makeup?
Oh, too much product. That's easy. We feel like we have to use a ton of makeup, a ton of everything to cover and pile on instead of being really strategic with the placement of your product. So say you have an area that you want to camouflage, something you want to conceal, you focus on that area and then everywhere else can be more sheer. You don't really need the same amount of coverage on your entire face. So that's the most common thing. I think that's what most of my students are like amazed by, how little product you actually have to use. It's gonna last you so much longer. It's gonna wear better. It's gonna look better on your skin because you're not weighing your skin down.
Because old school says the more you use,
the better.
the better you look. That's what old school says.
No.
Pancaking it.
No pancakes. No, please don't do that.
So basically, you do your makeup to highlight natural beauty.
That is my
Your goal.
signature. I definitely stick more towards natural. My goal is for it to not look like you have on makeup. If the theme, the look is a little bit more full coverage, we can create that without it looking like you have on pancake makeup.
Yeah.
Now you said you have students. How long are the classes?
So for the virtual one-on-ones, those are 90 minutes. Some people do private group lessons. I've had that happen a few times where people are not comfortable in like the public setting. They can have like their friends, their personal family friends. So we do small groups. So that varies depending on the size of the group. The largest Zoom that I've done was like 40.
Wow.
And that was,
Just to do makeup?
That's big business.
yeah, I mean, we all play with makeup. Most women, a lot of women like to play in makeup. So just little ways to enhance your features. My style is that like more natural. So I know my clients really appreciate learning how to create a very soft
What's it take
look.
to enroll into a virtual class?
Visit my website. Visit my
It
website.
should
like
be
the
right
way-
there on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way she did that. She said, visit our website. Yeah, go to the website. It should be right there on the screen.
Yep, we have
Well-
lesson options.
Real people, real voices. I think we could sponsor a couple of students
Yeah, we could.
up to a certain. I don't know how expensive these
So
classes.
for the
Go to the
virtual-
website. You'll find it.
Yeah, we can talk about that. That's super awesome. Yeah, we can set something up.
Yeah. So we're always supporting folks,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we certainly appreciate you and all the great work you've done for us.
Thank you so much.
We
And the-
enjoy you.
Yeah. And you drive all the way down here.
Yes, this
From
is my
South
favorite
Bend.
gig. I love it.
Your favorite
Thank
gig?
you.
Oh, right on.
Thank you. That's quite a commitment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anything you want to say?
Always moisturize. Never skip moisturizer. It's so important. Oh, over here, sorry. It's so important to moisturize. That's like the #1 rule. You have to take care of your skin. Make sure it doesn't have to be anything crazy expensive. Everyone, please moisturize. We've talked about moisturizing.
All right, thank you, and thank you. And please stay with us. We've got a few more things to share with you. Curtis is going to be with us for the roundup. We'll be back after this.
Real voices, keep it
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm Curtis Baker.
Great segments there,
Yeah.
and we've got some great sponsors.
Have some fantastic sponsors. Tamiko Associates. You know, if you're looking for a home, first-time home buyer, or that's the girl you want to call. She says it in the commercials. Tamiko, I'm your girl.
She helped sell our house. She's a great
She's
realtor.
a great person to work with.
Yeah.
Martin University, Marion County Public Health Department, Lee Castle and Crawley, Northside Window, Gutter and Cleaning, His Place Eatery, Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes, and Fervent Care Christian Academy are our sponsors, and we love them
Immensely.
immensely.
Well, you know, it was good to have Liz on today too as well.
Yeah.
Had 2 great segments talking about church survival, how people need to go back.
They should.
They should. We pray that they go back. And to have a small business owner be as creative as she was, online classes for applying makeup.
Yeah.
Never would have thought about that.
Makes sense though. I mean, people are going to be Zooming. You're going to have good lighting. You got to,
Right,
people are looking at your face.
right.
So at least I think that was good for a lot of people. And now I think there'll be people to continue.
If you happen to be on Facebook and look for Liz on Facebook, she does these TikTok videos. You
I've
know,
seen
and,
some of those,
and you know, it's like a before and after, and it's very creative.
do that
Yeah,
on the
it's so unique. You
I don't know
know,
how they do that. You know, they pop it and it's,
You know, just so everybody knows, I didn't get makeup, so I don't look as good as these guys.
see if we pop it.
Well, let's just be honest about it. I mean, I don't know if the makeup would have.
Would have made that difference.
That's what I did and nothing happened.
You know, I sit right back there. When they talk about me, I'm sitting right there. So
Man, say
I-
hello to your auntie, man.
Oh yeah, Aunt Jeanette. Is it Second Baptist Church?
In Kokomo?
In Kokomo.
Yeah.
And she's a great member of that church.
Okay.
She's a great viewer of Real People, Real Voices.
Amen.
She's an avid watcher of this show.
Well, we're
Thank
back
you.
in that saddle again.
And thank you.
And thank you.
Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.